Welcome back to the grit culture. Man, let's talk about it, man. I know a lot of people are, tired of hearing about Kendrick and Drake. And I am to an extent. I haven't been diving deep into it anymore. I was invested into it, but I've pretty much gotten everything that I need to heard everything and gotten everything that I've needed to get from the battle. I do believe it was a legendary battle. Because a lot of people, because we're in this internet age and because of, they, because of who they are, well, specifically kind of who Drake is, they might not initially get the type of respect that I think this battle really deserves. I think this is ranks up there, man. This is ranks up there. I'm not gonna jump out the window yet, but I think this is one of the all-time, great hip-hop battles that we've had in history. That's just me as a hip-hop fan and, studying the culture and, being in, basically being, engaged with it for years. I know a lot about it. And so I think this is just one of those ones, but I want to talk about, the legend, Big Daddy Kane, and what he had to say about the battle on a recent episode of Art of Dialogue. Big Daddy Kane says that Drake fans, and just fans in general, but he singled out Drake fans. He says Drake fans ruined this battle. They ruined it for him. He's not engaged with him because they think that what precipitates a winner, or what is the criteria for a winner, is telling the truth in the battle. And Big Daddy Kane doesn't agree with that. He thinks that it's just all, who can make the crowd go wow and, who can say the flyest shit, right? And Big Daddy Kane even admits to lying in some battles. I disagree. And look, keep in mind, Big Daddy Kane is a fucking legend. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys don't exist without Big Daddy Kane. From legendary Juice Crew, he's a legend. But I highly disagree. A part of the difference between Big Daddy Kane's era and the era today is the prominence of the internet. And how it's more, everybody's more engaged with the internet. So people are able to fact check particular things. Back then, nobody was able to really fact check what Big Daddy Kane except people within those circles who knew the truth. But as far as the public and how they received the information, nobody could verify if what he was saying was true or not. So it made the truth, you just basically had to take their word for it. And some particular fact being the truth, it's not the end all be all. It's not the ultimate thing that, that chooses who wins a battle or not. But I think it is something that's important. There has to be some level of, validity to it. There has to be something to it. It doesn't have to be necessarily all the way true, but there has to be something. There's got to be an article. There has to be some type of allegation or something that comes from that. It's not something that you should be able to pull out your ass or from it out of thin air. And so I think that the fans, they have a valid gripe. Now, a lot of the stuff that they're overlooking, like some of the stuff they're trying to say, Kendrick talks about him having a 12-year-old daughter. I mean, when it comes down to it, when you look at some of the stuff they found, there's validity to the claims, because you can go back years and find allegations of him having a daughter from, all the way back then. So just that alone, it doesn't mean that it has to be true, but there has to be smoke there. There has to be smoke somewhere for it to have, some validity. But you can't just go pulling stuff out of your ass and all of this stuff. So, I just think, it's just a different time And everybody's got an opinion. You got the internet. Everybody gives the input on particular things. Even a person like me, everybody can make a fucking video. Everybody can make a comment on what they think. Who they think is the better person, or why they think their favorite person won. It's all left up to their opinion. So it's all subjective at the end of the day. But it's there's validity to what the fans are saying. It's not like back then to where there was no internet. Everybody's conversations were pretty much regulated to wherever they were at their own inner circles or whatnot. There's no just huge public forums to let your voice be heard, or potentially influence the voices, influence the mindset that everybody has on a particular subject. And that's just what it is. But there does have to be a level of validity to the stuff that a person's saying. But at the same time, I think the ultimate thing, there has to be skills. A person has to be able to really kick that shit and really, really, flip words, just be flat out lyrical. Right there, I don't think Drake can see Kendrick. That's why I think Kendrick ultimately, even before, the knockout blows, the kill shots that he had with those final records, I think Kendrick just already has Drake. He already beats Drake at that level. And that's where it initially was supposed to be, until Drake took everything personal and then wanted to start mentioning family or whatnot. It was supposed to be more of a, it all started from the Control verse, and Kendrick was mentioning, all of the different artists and basically challenging them to step up, see who's number one, who's got the best lyrics, step up their rap game. And, Drake was one of the middle names. He was just one of many names that was mentioned, but he was the one that took it, personal. He took it personal. So, it's led to all of this, and it's led to a head-to-head battle. Now, if you're doing a record together, you're not necessarily, when you're challenging to somebody, in a competitive manner and just leaving all personal shit aside, you can do records together and y'all can judge each other off of who has the best, structure of their lyrics and, just all of the different details, all the intricate details. But when it becomes head to head, the shit tends throughout history, like it always has, it tends to get personal. I think a lot of people are judging not, because you have all of these voices and because of all the backlash and all the eyes and responses that this battle has received, a lot of people are unfairly judging this, and it's like Questlove. Questlove is saying, it turned into a mudslinging battle and stuff like that. But what battle hasn't? What battle in hip hop history, for the most part, hasn't? They've all been dirty like that. They've all gotten personal. Tupac talking about, fucking somebody's wife and all of that. It's people's authenticity and stuff like that. That's always been put into question in these rap battles. And so this one is no different. But because it's so publicized and because it's, two high, prominent figures within the game, I mean, it's going to get the response that it's gotten. But it doesn't make it any different. So, even with what Questlove from the Roots and what he was saying, it's like, nah, homie. It's a battle. It's the hip hop culture. It's what it's always been. It's been mudslinging. You can't change the rules overnight. Yeah, some fucked up shit was being said, especially that last one. But that's, that last one, the Drake's last one, the Heart Part 6. But I think that was just overall a sloppy record, just how it was structured. Did he have a few bars in there? Yeah, but just the structure, just him revisiting the same thing. I'm not a pedophile, and he leaves that, gets off of that topic, talks about something else, then comes back to, oh, I'm not a pedophile again, and it was just sloppy. It was a sloppy, that he lost it. He swung and completely missed. Meanwhile, Kendrick, hit on all his points and beat him lyrically, and then on top of that, beat him at his own game, which was the numbers fucking game. So that's why I think Kendrick Lamar won. But we can't go changing rules. It's always been dirty. And people's wives, kids been mentioned. Jay-Z, Nas. There was Jay-Z talking about sleeping with Nas's wife. 50 Cent and Ja Rule. Ja was talking about shooting, stabbing 50. 50 talking about he's fake and you got robbed and punched in Atlanta, or stuff like that. It's always been personal shit. So you can't all of a sudden just overnight because of the response and all of the youngsters, you don't, you all of a sudden, how the older folks is with the youngsters, because they have a particular response. You can't all of a sudden try to invalidate what they're saying or what they believe. And that goes for Questlove and Big Daddy Kane. Two legendary artists, but I disagree with both of them. So, it's validity to the topics that you're saying that matters. The mudslinging, that's all a part of the fucking game. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think on the whole topic. If there's something else that really, strikes my attention from this whole thing, then I'll speak on it. Other than that, I'm pretty much done with this whole Kendrick Lamar Drake shit. Like I said, legendary battle, but I've had enough of it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Give me y'all thoughts. What y'all think is, valid in the battle. Do you agree with Big Daddy Kane? Do you even agree with Questlove and what he had to say? But, y'all let me know what y'all think. It's the Grit Culture. I'll holler at y'all later.